First of all, we're going to realign ourselves by using deep diaphragmatic breathing. So I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose. Pull that breath deep down into your diaphragm. Allow your belly to expand outwards with air and just hold the breath. As you slowly exhale through the mouth, I want you to lengthen through the cervical spine and the neck as if a cord is pulling your head upwards. Take another deep breath in. Again, pull that breath deep down into your diaphragm. Allow the belly to expand outwards with air and just hold the breath. And now I want you to focus on your scapulas. I want you, as you slowly exhale through the mouth, to retract your scapulas. In other words, just pull the shoulder blades down and allow the arms to lengthen down by your sides. And I want you just to look at your thumbs. Where are your thumbs positioned? Are they turning in, causing your shoulders to pronate? I just want you just to very subtly turn the thumbs outwards, and you should feel the scapulas stabilizing more easily. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Again, pull that breath deep down into your diaphragm. Expand the belly with air, hold the breath, and now focus on your pelvis. As you slowly exhale through the mouth, I want you to very subtly tilt the pelvis under as we're lengthening through the lumbar spine and bring your pelvis into a more neutral position. Take another deep breath in. Expand the belly with air, hold the breath, and now draw your attention to your feet. As you slowly exhale through the mouth, I want your feet to sink down into soft sand and then gently just lift the arches without putting pressure into the edges of your feet. And we're going to talk about weight distribution through the feet later on. The first exercise is scapular rotation. So I want you to bring your palms up into waiter pose. Again, just keep retracting the scapulas down. And then from the scapula, you're going to rotate your palms outwards. I want you to really focus on keeping that scapular retraction and preventing your shoulders from pronating forwards and destabilizing the scapulas. So keep that retraction and rotate out. Now, as you start to increase the range of motion, as your scapulas start to rotate more easily, you should find that the muscles in the base of your neck, your upper traps, will start to release and relax. And then as they release and relax, I want you to feel the muscles here, the lower traps and rhomboids, starting to engage more. Now we're going to do the scapular roll. So, maintaining waiter pose with the arms, I want you to bring your attention to your elbow. I want you to slide the elbow back without shrugging the shoulders, pull it down and return to start. So again, slide the elbow back, pull it down, return to start. Now, I want you to take your attention away from the elbow and back to the scapula. So this time, we're sliding from the scapula back, rolling it down, return to start. Now, try to ensure the shoulders don't shrug. Keep them retracted down, and you want the scapulas to glide back and then return to start. Now, as you start to glide them back more and increase that range of motion, you should feel the muscles around the scapula almost burning as you're stretching them out and you're allowing that scapular joint to glide as opposed to clinking and clunking. And what this will do will help reduce the amount of tension and knots that manifest around the scapular area. This is definitely really good for people who work at computers a lot, who get a lot of tension around that area. Bring your palms together, thumbs extended to the ceiling. Right side only, I just want you to rotate back. I want you to reach back from the scapula, and I want you to allow that rotation to spiral down the spine, pivoting through the pelvis. Now keeping your left foot fixed, your right foot's going to rotate back with your arm. And to step further back, I want you to extend further back from the arm. I want you to think balleretically. So you're reaching, extending from that scapula, opening up the hips, stretching through the knees, and really opening up and stretching the chest. Then step the feet back to hip width apart and repeat on the left. Again, I want you to rotate by reaching back from that scapula. Try and increase your range of motion progressively. Feel the rotation spiraling down the spine. Full body movement, pivoting through the pelvis, keeping the right foot fixed, left foot rotate back and in. And again, to step further back, I want you to extend further back from the arm. Allow yourself to reach back from that scapula as you're really opening up the hips, extending through the chest. Really explore your range of motion. Really extend. Final one. With a relaxed arm, I want you to literally just chuck your arm over your head. This will help flex the back, stretch out the rib cage. Now, as you're just chucking it over your head, I want you to take your left elbow, retract the scapula, and rotate the left elbow towards your scapulas. Now, as you're rotating the left elbow, I want you to rotate your right hip towards the elbow. So the left elbow is rotating to your right hip, and the right hip is rotating to your elbow. And what this will do is mobilize your thoracic. I call this the thoracic twist. Now just relax the left arm and take the right leg behind the side and just stretch out the whole side. Again, I want you to increase your range of motion, really stretch it out. Do one more. Now, directional change, step back into a lunge, bend and descend. So bend the knees, descend and drive up through the hips. And I want you to reach up with the right arm to stretch out your right line. Also, as you sink down, push the right hip through and drive up. And this will help stretch out through your hip flexor. Try and keep the front knee over your ankle, sink down and drive up. And let's repeat all this on the left side. So with a relaxed arm, just literally chuck the arm over your head, flexing the back, stretching out the rib cage. Then take your right elbow, retract the scapulas and rotate. So you're now rotating your right elbow towards your left hip, and I want you to rotate your left hip towards your right elbow. And just feel that mobilization through the thoracic. Then relax the right arm and take the left leg behind the side and then stretch out that left side. Just do one more. Directional change. Step back into a lunge, bend and descend. So bend those knees, descend, drive up through the hips. And as you drive up through the hips, it gives you more power. So we're stretching out the left line dynamically, which is my favorite way of stretching. So there's bend, drive up. Bend, drive up. One more, really descend and drive up. Step your feet wide, and I mean really wide. Keep the feet in parallel, and I want you to breathe in, and on the exhale, shift your hips to the right, dynamic stretch the left side. Make sure the feet don't roll in. Inhale, exhale, shift the hips to the left. Now try and keep your back lengthened. I don't want you to slouch. Now really increase that range of motion, and I want you to bring your hands to the floor. Now, if you're feeling more flexible, take your hands beyond your foot. And then, as you shift your hips right, I want you to rotate your left arm up. And as you shift your hips left, rotate the right arm up. And as you rotate, I want you to look up at your hand and rotate from that scapula. Now really explore your range of motion, really rotate and really shift your hips. Drive up through the hips, rotating through. One more time. And then step your feet back to hip width apart. Now we're going to mobilize the back by doing some spinal roll downs. So take a deep breath in, and I want your back to be absolutely relaxed as you roll down, focusing on the joint movement, rolling down through the cervical spine, through the thoracic, through the lumbar. Now don't worry if you can't touch your toes or the floor to start with. Breathe in, and on the exhale, just roll up through the lumbar, through the thoracic, finally through the cervical spine, returning back to neutral. And again, breathe in. And on the exhale, in a relaxed state, leading with the head, rolling down vertebra by vertebra, touching your toes or the floor. Breathe in, and on the exhale, roll back up again, vertebra by vertebra, returning back to neutral. And again, inhale, and on the exhale, leading with the head. Now, I want you to roll down. Now, touching your toes will be go-to position 1. Go-to position number 2 is with the palms grounded on the floor. If you're more flexible, go to position number 3 is with the palms inverted and positioned to the side of your feet. And if you're really flexible, position the hands behind your feet. I want you to inhale and tense your legs. On the exhale, relax your legs. Now press the pelvis up, lengthen the legs, hinge down from the hips, lengthen the back, let the head down. And all I want you to do, subtly nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Peel the palms off the floor, shake out those shoulders, and then breathe in. Exhale, roll up through the lumbar, through the thoracic, finally through the cervical spine in the neck, returning back to neutral. And again, breathe into the rib cage. On the exhale, tuck the chin in, leading with the head, rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Roll down to your go-to position. 1, 2, 3 or 4. And again, inhale. Tense the leg muscles. Exhale. Relax the leg muscles. Press that pelvis up. Fold the chest down. Let the neck lengthen. And now nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Peel the palms off the floor. Shake out the shoulders. Breathe in. And on the exhale, rolling up through the lumbar. Rolling up through the thoracic, rolling up through the cervical spine and the neck. Now I want you to focus on really lengthening the cervical spine. Retract your scapulas, tilting the pelvis subtly under so you feel yourself expanding and extending. And again, breathe into the rib cage. This time on the exhale, tuck the chin in a little bit tighter to your torso, have the legs straighter. Now if you're in go-to position 1, I want you to progress to 2. And if you're in 2, progress to 3. And if you're already in 4, just take the palms a little bit further away and see if you can straighten your legs out more. Again, inhale, tense the leg muscles. Exhale, relax the leg muscles. Now press the pelvis up. Fold the chest down. Nod the head yes. Not so subtle this time. Shake the head no. Just let all that tension go. Shake those shoulders. Really shake them out. Breathe in, and on the exhale, rolling up through the lumbar, rolling up through the thoracic, rolling up through the cervical spine, the neck, and again, a cord pulling you up, weights pulling the scapulas down and tilting the pelvis subtly under. And you should feel literally taller now as you've lengthened out your body. Inhale and stack one palm on top of the other and position it behind your head. I want you now in a relaxed state. Exhale, leading with the head, roll down like a string of pearls using increased weight of the head to pull you down. Then I want you to ground the palms immediately in front of you. I want you to imagine your palms are nailed into the floor. If you're struggling to connect your palms to the ground, just bend your knees more. Now, I want you to flatten out your back and adhere your chest to your thighs. I want you to imagine your nipples are literally glued to your knees. Now, keeping the palms grounded, keeping the chest attached, exhale, lengthen the legs, press the pelvis up, and try and ensure that nipples do not detach off your thighs. Now, I want you to take hold of your biceps. The first position is position A. Swap it over, that's position B. Return back to position A. Inhale. And as you exhale, press the hips up. As you're pressing the hips up, pull the elbows down. Now, continuously keep pulling those elbows down. Breathe in again. This time on the exhale, press the right hip up, lengthen the right leg more, bend the left knee, keeping both feet grounded. Inhale. On the exhale, transfer, press the left hip up, lengthen the left leg, bend the right knee, and keep pulling those elbows down. Inhale. On the exhale, now lengthen the right leg, bend the left knee. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen left, bend right. Breathe in. On the exhale, lengthen right, bend left. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen left, bend right. Now inhale. On the exhale, lengthen the right, bend the left, press the right hip up, pull the elbows down, and inhale, bring both palms down to the floor. On the exhale, lengthen that right leg to your maximum, bend that left knee more. Now keep the left hand grounded, position the right hand into the small of your back. Breathe into the rib cage and slide your right hand up between your scapulas. Now on the exhale, from the scapula, rotate over to the left to open up your right side. Inhale to the rib cage and extend your right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, pull back from the scapula more. Now you should feel a stretch through your shoulder, through the chest, spiraling down the spine towards the lumbar. Now to get deeper in the lumbar, rotate from the scapula further. Breathe in, and if you can on the exhale, lengthen the left leg more and rotate further. Inhale. And bring your right hand down, level with the left hand. Now, bend both knees equally. You're now going to elevate your left leg up to the ceiling. So lift that left leg up. Now, if you can, bring the hands further in towards your feet. And I want you to just lift that left leg. Keep it lengthened and lifted. Bend the right leg. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen. Keep lifting that left leg. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen and hold. Now, if you're able, bring your hands in closer towards your foot. More advanced can actually position the hand upon your shin, but I'm going to keep both grounded. Now, can you lift that left leg higher and lengthen more? And inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen and lift. One more time. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen, lift and hold. Now really lift it up. I call this karate poster pose. So really lift up. Now I want you to bring your right leg back behind you, your left leg back behind you. All the weight into your front right foot. Inhale, lift the hands and chest up. Exhale, drive up, clasp your hands. Inhale, I want you to bend and descend and hold it. Now, push your left hip through, squeeze the left glute and stretch back. Exhale, rise. Inhale, bend, descend and hold. Push, squeeze and stretch. Exhale, rise. Inhale, bend, descend and hold. Now keep that front knee over your ankle. Push that hip through, stretch back even more, stabilize through the scapula and exhale, rise. And again, inhale, bend, descend and hold, push, squeeze and stretch, exhale, rise. And again, inhale, bend, descend and hold, push, squeeze and stretch, exhale, rise. The last one, inhale, bend, descend, hold it here. Push, squeeze, stretch, hold, push, squeeze, stretch, hold, push, squeeze, stretch more. Inhale again, clasp your palms behind you. Exhale, lift, extend your leg out in front of you. Brush it across in line with the right hip. Ground the foot a foot length in front of you. Now press down into your right heel. Lengthen out the right leg. Now option, front knee bent. Harder, straight. Hardest, locked. Exhale, roll down. Fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch and hold. Breathe in. Press the pelvis up. Lift. Exhale, down and ground the palms. Straighten those legs more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down and ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down and ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down and ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down, ground and hold. Breathe in again. Now, I want you to grab your biceps, position A. Now, press the pelvis up. Exhale, pull those elbows down. Now, think about the weight distribution in your feet. Breathe in. Try and keep the feet centered. Prevent them from pronating or supinating. And on the exhale, focus now on your vertebrae. You roll up through the lumbar, keep the feet centered, rolling up through the thoracic, rolling up through the cervical spine and the neck. Take your feet hip width apart. Now holding from the bicep, not the forearm. Inhale, lift, pull back, retract the scapulas. And on the exhale, from the scapula, rotate the forearm to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, center. And from the scapula, exhale, rotate forearms to the left, hips to the right. Inhale, center. And the exhale, pull up, pull back, tilt the pelvis under. Inhale and stack your palms on top of each other and position it behind your head, and now elevate your heels. Now I want you to focus on your vertebra. As you exhale, you're now going to roll down through the cervical spine and the neck. Now focus on the thoracic, focusing on the lumbar spine, and now ground your palms. Now you should have felt your deep abdominals contracting and that unconscious contraction that I discussed earlier. Now, keeping those palms nailed to the floor, just like before, this time elevate your heels. I want you now to imagine there's T-lights positioned beneath your heels, and I want you to adhere your chest to your thighs again. So, palms nailed to the floor, nipples glued to knees, heels being burnt. Any more damage we can inflict upon ourselves? Now from here, straighten your legs as much as you can. Remember, don't let those palms detach. And don't let those nipples lift. Now, you may extinguish the T-lights, press your heels down into the ground, and grab hold of your biceps in position B this time. Breathe in again, and as you exhale, press the hips up, pull the elbows down. Breathe in. On the exhale, now press the left hip up, lengthen the left leg, bending the right knee. Keep pulling the elbows down. Breathe in. On the exhale, transfer. And now press your right hip up, bending the left knee. Inhale. On the exhale, and now strengthen and lengthen your left leg, bend right knee. Breathe in. Exhale. And now lengthen your right leg. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen left, bend right. Breathe in. On the exhale, lengthen right, bend left. Now inhale. On the exhale, lengthen the left, bend the right, press the left hip up, keep pulling the elbows down. Inhale, bring your palms down to the ground. Exhale, lengthen your left leg to your maximum. Keep bending that right knee, folding the chest down. Keep the right hand grounded. Now position the left hand into the small of your back. Breathe into the rib cage, slide that left hand up between the scapulas. And now on the exhale, rotate from the scapula over to the right to open up your left side. Now remember, you're going to feel that stretch in the shoulder, through the chest, spiraling down the spine, through the lumbar. And inhale, extend that left arm up. And from the scapula, exhale, pull back more. Inhale again. And as you exhale, try and lengthen out both legs as much as you can and rotate further back. Excellent. And now inhale, bring your left hand down, level with the right. Bend both knees equally. And now elevate your right leg up to the ceiling. Square off the hips, lift and lengthen that right leg. Now bend the left leg, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen, lift and hold. Now really lift that right leg higher. Bring the hands further in towards you. Fold your chest down further.
Challenge, position one palm. Some people can even try both. I'm going to keep both down. And again, bend, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen, lift. One more. Inhale, bend, exhale, lengthen, lift. Now lift it right up like that karate kick. And then bring your leg back behind you. Bend the knee towards, but not onto the floor. All the way into your front left foot. Inhale, lift the hands and chest. Exhale, drive up through the hips. Now, I want you to breathe in again. Bend, descend, and hold. Now, push that right hip through. Squeeze that right glute. Stretch back. Exhale, rise. Inhale, bend, descend, and hold. Push, squeeze, and stretch. Exhale, rise. Inhale, bend, descend, hold. Push, squeeze, stretch back. Exhale, rise. Inhale, bend, descend, and hold. Push, squeeze. Now stretch it back. Exhale, rise. Two more. Inhale, bend, descend, and hold. Push, squeeze, and stretch. Exhale, rise. The last one. Inhale, bend, descend, and hold it here. Push, squeeze, stretch, hold. Push, squeeze, stretch, hold. Push, squeeze, stretch it back as much as you can. Inhale, stack one palm on top of the other. Exhale, rise. Extend your right leg. Brush it across in line with the left hip. Ground it a foot length in front of you. Now press down into your left heel. Straighten the left leg. Either bend the right knee, harder lengthen, hardest lock them out. And exhale, roll down. Fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Try and keep those legs straight. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch, hold. Just press the pelvis up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down and ground the palms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down and ground the palms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down and ground the palms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down, ground, and hold. Now, grab your biceps in position B. Inhale. On the exhale, press the hips up, straighten the legs, pull those elbows down. Keep the weight centered in your feet. Remember, don't allow them to collapse. Breathe in again. On the exhale, roll up through the lumbar. Keep the feet centered, rolling up through the thoracic, rolling up through the cervical spine and the neck. Take the feet hip width apart. Inhale, pull up, pull back, retract the scapula. Now from the scapula, exhale, rotate forearms to the left, hips to the right. Feel that twist through the thoracic. Inhale, return center. Exhale, from the scapula, rotate forearms to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, center, hold. Pull up, pull back, tilt under. Bring the arms down. Retract your scapulas. Just rotate the thumbs slightly forward. Now we're going to do one-legged squats. So, standing on your right leg. Now, I'm flat-footed. So as soon as I stand on my right leg, my foot pronates. In other words, the arch collapses. Some people conversely supinate, where the weight shifts to the outer part of the foot. I'm going to position the left foot upon the right, and I'm going to try and maintain the arch in my foot. Now, to do that, I'm going to bring my arms into sumo pose, keep the elbows held up. I want you to imagine there's a tray of champagne upon your forearms. So if you drop the forearms, the champagne will slide off and smash. Now, let your hips sit back, focus on retracting your scapulas, and then drive up through the hips. Let the hips sit back, keep pulling those scapulas down, drive up through the hips. Now, if you feel the weight shifting and your foot pronating, I want you to focus on that scapular stability more. And conversely, if the weight is shifting outwards and your foot is supinating, again, fixate on the scapula. As you become more confident and your foot stays stable, allow your range of motion to increase. So really allow the hips sit back, drive up through the hips. Allow the weight to go back into the heel without that arch collapsing. Keep retracting the scapula. And if you become more confident, you can elevate your leg.
And even reposition the arms into waiter pose. Keep fixating on that scapula. And again, you can make it harder by lengthening the leg, allowing the hips to sit back. Feet hip width apart. Extend your arms out. I want you to retract your scapulas and now rotate your thumbs back. Keep your back in extension. From here, you're now going to hinge from the hip, keeping your back extended, and then come back up again. Now, with this exercise, again, be aware that your foot doesn't pronate or supinate. And when you feel the weight shifting, I want you to retract the scapulas more, keep fixating on the scapula, and keep that foot centered. Now, I want you to bring your arms by your side, retract the thumbs back, and really pull your shoulder blades right down. Really pull them down as if someone's pulling your arms out of your sockets. I actually call this lady bow pose. Remember those ladies on the bow of a boat? I want you to form that image and now really hinging from the hips, keep retracting the scapula. Now you should find this position easier than with the arms extended out because you're actually stabilizing the scapula more efficiently. Now, if you feel yourself collapsing and losing balance, don't concertina up, but really extend and lengthen more. Think about extension. So you're hinging and you're preventing that weight from shifting. Let's repeat that on the left. So again, open up, retract the scapulas, rotate the thumbs back, really extend and lengthen. Remember, don't collapse. And then hinging from the hip, keep retracting the scapula back. Make sure the foot doesn't pronate or supinate. Again, if you feel it's doing so, focus on that scapular retraction. And again, and hinge. Try and really lengthen out. Bring the arms by your side to lady bow pose and really pull back. And then hinge. Again, you should feel the glute working and your scapulas really stabilizing. Now, when you've got confident with that, we're going to shift it in different directions because we're not designed just to be human seesaws and hinge forwards and backwards like us in a sagittal motion. So I want you, again, to retract the scapulas, rotate the thumbs up, and from here, you're going to inhale, hinge forwards, exhale, come back up. Now, inhale, you're going to hinge offset to the right. As you do that, your weight wants to shift the outer edge of your foot. Your foot wants to supinate. Prevent that from happening through scapular stability. And then inhale, offset to the left, and your foot wants to collapse and pronate. Again, by retracting the scapula, prevent that from happening. So inhale, hinge forwards, hold, exhale, rise. Inhale, offset to the right. Keep that foot centered, keep retracting those scapulas. Exhale, rise. And now inhale, off center to the left. Again, try and prevent your foot from collapsing down. As I kept doing that, I found that my foot stayed more centered as I was beginning to sort of adapt to the natural biomechanics. So let's repeat that on the left side. So again, rotate the thumbs back, pull the scapulas down. Again, imagine front of the boat really extending through. And inhale, hinge forwards. Exhale, rise. Inhale, off center left. Again, prevent the weight shifting to the left side of the foot. Exhale, rise. Inhale, off center right. Again, try and prevent the foot from pronating. Exhale, rise. Come forwards. Now this should be easy now as your body's getting used to this movement. Exhale and rise. And again, off center left, inhale. Really lengthen out, exhale, rise. And we're going to go off center to the right. Exhale, rise. And again, as I was doing that, I was finding I was getting more control you will do as well. We've got one more challenge. So again, extend, rotate the thumbs back, really lengthen through. You're going to inhale, hinge forwards, hold it, bend the leg, exhale, lengthen the leg, and rise. Try and avoid touching the floor with your toe like I just did. And then inhale, off center to the right. Prevent that foot from supinating. Bend the leg, exhale, lengthen the leg, rise. Keep retracting the scapula, and then off center to the left. Inhale, again, prevent the foot from pronating. Hold, bend the leg, exhale, lengthen, rise. And let's repeat that on the left side. So retract, really lengthen out. As you're fatiguing, don't concertina up. Keep that length. And inhale, hinge. Hold it. Bend the leg. Exhale, lengthen, rise. Now I nearly lost balance, but I kept focusing on my scapula and it prevented me from falling over. And inhale, off center left. Again, keep that foot centered. Exhale, bend the leg. Exhale, rise. And now off center to the right. Inhale, hold, bend, exhale, lengthen, rise. Now, as you can see, I struggled with that because this foot is my flatter foot. So as I went off center to the right, my left foot wanted to roll in and I lost my balance. If you keep practicing this, eventually the pronation will diminish as you get stronger through the arch. But again, all this starts from stabilizing through here. So good luck. I want you to lay back, rotate the palms to face the ceiling, arms down by your sides. Now it's imperative you keep your palms up. Why? Because this is going to automatically stabilize your scapulas. I want you to bring your knees into chair pose. Keep the knee directly over the hip, shin parallel to the floor. Inhale to the rib cage. Now on the exhale, keep pulling the scapula down and slowly lengthen your right leg away, keeping this left leg completely still, keeping those palms up, and return to start position. And exhale and lengthen. Inhale back. Now keep your head relaxed down. For the sake of this video, I'm going to have mine up so I can talk to you. Now, what I'm doing is I extend the leg, I keep retracting the scapula. You'll find as you get stronger with this, you can actually elevate your arms off the floor, but really focus on that scapular retraction. And now as you get stronger again, you can bring the arms back down to the ground and extend both legs as you exhale, inhale and back. Now what you should find with this is that your back automatically stays in neutral by stabilizing the scapula. Your lower abdominals recruit without you having to think about recruiting them. They automatically react. Your upper abdominals stay out of the equation and your back stays in neutral. It doesn't lift. Even try it with the arms elevated off the ground. So really fixate on that scapula. And again, as you do this, by stabilizing through the shoulder blades, the lower abdominals recruit in that unconscious contraction, and your upper abdominals stay relaxed. Now, if you really want to challenge yourself, extend the legs up. Just bring the arms down by your sides. Again, focusing on the scapula, you're going to lengthen the legs down. Now keep pulling the scapula down, and inhale back up. Exhale and lengthen. Keep pulling the scapula down. You should find by stabilizing the scapula, the back does not lift, and you shouldn't feel any pressure in the lumbar. Challenge. Now, retract the scapulas. Keep retracting them. Lengthen down. Now, in the past, when I've done this exercise with the arms down, with the palms facing down, my hip flexors recruit. But by stabilizing your scapulas, guess what? Limited hip flexor recruitment, if any, completely recruiting through the lower abdominals. This stays relaxed,
Back stays in neutral. If you find your back is lifting, just keep the arms down by your sides. This is the hardest version. Let's just do one more.